Kawhi Leonard is out indefinitely, right? Give me the details for the Clippers. They got the new building that they're opening up, and to no surprise, Kawhi's not going to be there.
He ain't going to be there like Magic Johnson. Kawhi Leonard will be sidelined indefinitely to begin the NBA season, according to ESPN, as he's still rehabilitating inflammation in his right knee, the one that was causing him issues at the Team USA training camp. They said it was not a big deal at the time. Remember, the Clippers made a big hullabaloo, like, I can't believe you sent him home. He's totally healthy. Turns out he wasn't, and it's much worse than they expected. Timetable to be determined. No foreseeable future for Kawhi Leonard.
And, it's a bummer. I mean, if you're just a basketball fan or a Clippers fan or whatever, it's just an absolute bummer on what has happened to Kawhi Leonard and this guy not being able to stay healthy. And you remember, this is what got him out of San Antonio. He couldn't trust the doctors. He kept saying that he wasn't feeling right. And, they were saying you're good enough to play. And they even sent the dogs out on him. You remember when, was it Tony Parker and those guys kind of basically ripped him like publicly about his health, which was really, that was definitely planned, where they, threw out there and had those guys go out and question him and his health. One thing I've never done is you can't question a guy's health. You don't know what somebody.
Unless it's Devontae Adams and a hamstring.
You don't know, but you don't know what anybody feels like. I'm just saying, I've never been into that, like, because I've seen people do that to other people and stuff. The next year or the off season, somebody has surgery or something happens, and people question people. Ben Simmons, the whole time they questioned him. What do you have? Back surgery. Like you don't know what somebody has. You haven't examined them. You're not their physician. That's all I'm saying is you got to be real careful not to paint somebody in a broad brush. What might not affect you might affect somebody in a different way. So in this case with Kawhi Leonard, I still think that he's secure in his career, and that he's a Hall of Famer without question, no matter what goes on and how bad it's been the last, 4 years or so with all the injuries and the disappointments with the Clippers and whatnot. His body of work, when healthy, is as good as anybody.
That's the challenge, Rob. There are a handful of players in this generation that when I sit down with my young daughters and who are basketball fans and maybe or my grandchildren in 20, 30 years, whatever, and they ask me, Pops, I heard this player was good, but maybe he either didn't make the Hall of Fame or he did, but what's the story of Kawhi Leonard? It's going to be a very difficult story to tell because, to your point, that run he had with the Raptors was amazing. 1 year, you show up to a team that kept knocking on the door, but LeBron wouldn't open it. You finally get there. You ball out. You get them to the playoffs. You get them to the finals. You win. You hit a game winner against the 76ers, the upstart 76ers with Embiid. It was just an amazing run. Then you beat the Warriors, and you had some injuries, but you still beat them. It was like one of the greatest quick one-way tickets. Like he just came into Toronto, won a ring, and dipped out. So to me, that really cemented it. Like, wow, he's really one of those guys. He got away from the Spurs system where you can kind of say, oh, he was with the Spurs. They were already good. He did it on his own. Then he goes to the Clippers and he balls out there, but then he gets getting injured. And in postseason, we thought, man, this was the year the Clippers are going to do it. That's the sad part, Rob, to me, is all the what ifs. The Clippers finally got a guy that could say this might be the best player in our franchise history. He looked like he was. Then he gets injured in the postseason. It never gets right. Then they say if we can pair him with somebody else who's nice, we got some. They get Paul George, and then Kawhi gets injured again. Then Paul George gets injured again. And I think what's going to be sad also is he's going to be the new poster child when you think of load management. Like when we look up the new 10, 15-year thing in the NBA, load management, it's going to be Kawhi Leonard. And I think that's going to suck that's going to be a part of his legacy. But it's just disappointing. And at this point, honestly, why not retire? Like, I mean that whole heart, like from a very empathetic way.
He's too young to feel like he can't play.
He's too young. His body, dude, I'm not even being, like, there's not a humorous bone in my body right now. He's 33, but he's like a 43. Seriously. He can't stay healthy, and they remember the knee. The concern was that it's degenerative. It wasn't just like, oh, he messed up his knee, we'll give him some time, he'll be good. There was concern this was a chronic knee issue. and it's looking like he's just worn down, man. And to your point, I think he's a Hall of Famer. Nobody debates the talent. It's just a shame what could have been so many different stops.
But his resume is already there. I mean, first of all, you got the Basketball Hall of Fame, which is not the NBA Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame, okay? Tracy McGrady's there. Couldn't even get out of the first round of the playoffs, okay? So Tracy McGrady's there. Michael Cooper is in the Basketball Hall of Fame, okay?
I can't.
Chauncey Billups just got in. I know he won the one championship with the.
I'm a massive Chauncey fan, but if he didn't get in, I wouldn't have been mad. I could understand that.
But
Richmond is in.
I just gave you 3 names there where you're like, all right. So if you look at Kawhi's resume,
no, he's in.
2-time NBA champ, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, 6-time All-Star. This guy was also 3 times first All-NBA first team. Won the Defensive Player of the Year twice. I mean, you could go on and on and on about what this guy has been able to accomplish, and it's disappointing. But I think that these are injuries. I don't think he's not playing because he doesn't want to play or he feels like, well, I got paid, I'm just going to sit out. I really think that he's experiencing an unbelievable rash of bad luck, and I feel bad for him.
So is he the modern-day Bill Walton? Where you see what it is, they both got championships. You see what it is. You see what it could have been even more.
Yeah, but I think he's better than Bill Walton. I don't think Bill Walton.
Well, I mean, Bill Walton, healthy Bill Walton was crazy.
I'm talking about, but he wasn't that healthy in the NBA. I'm not talking about college. I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about those couple years. I mean, yes, I'm saying he was hurt a lot, but what I mean is where it's like, man, when healthy, championships. You know what I mean? Talent, MVP candidate, like that type of guy, an all-time talent.
I don't think, but Bill Walton was never MVP of the finals. You know what I mean? Like
he was
on
in Portland.
Was he the finals MVP?
What? He was getting busy.
I remember when they won.
Come on, man! You're supposed to help me out with this.
In Boston, he was like a big.
Oh yeah,
player.
okay. Boston was like 12 years later. He was no. I'm not talking about Boston. I'm talking about Portland. He was getting busy. He was killing fools, putting up crazy numbers. Yeah, he was when he was healthy. He was right. Kind of very reminds me similarly.
But he didn't play. He wasn't healthy a lot. That's why.
And listen, Kawhi hasn't really been healthy a lot. That's the sad part about this is the Clippers are snake bitten in that they got the guy who we just saw led a franchise who had gotten close-ish, just like the Clippers had gotten close-ish with Lob City. You finally got your guy. And he can't stay healthy. It's like the Clippers just can't get it right. And then they go and get Paul George, who's often hurt too, and can't get it right. So it's like, man, and I love Steve Ballmer. I love what he's trying to do, but they just cannot get it right. And now I'm at the point where is it even worth it? Is it even worth it for all parties, whether it be Kawhi or the Clippers? Bro, we got to move on. We tried.
Move on where? He just signed a new contract. They're not. How are you moving on? Moving
then
on where?
Joe, we gonna have to come on, bro. We gotta negotiate something. Get up out of here. Go have an amazing career. You had an amazing career. Go do something. I'm not even being funny, Rob. Like, what? Okay. Do you think he's gonna make it through this season, even when he comes back? No, you don't. I don't. He doesn't. Nobody.
No, but I don't know what choice they have. I mean,
he has a choice. Retire.
He's not going to retire. Are you kidding?
He strikes me as somebody who would though. Like, I mean, he's kind of his own.
He could have retired a long time ago. He just signed a new contract if he was feeling that way. He didn't have to come back. He just signed a new 3 year
right? And I'm saying exactly.
Deal,
You're excited about this new deal. You're excited about what's going to be. New building, new Intuit Dome. Bam! You're not playing for a while. I'm not sure he comes back from this, Rob. I'm empathetic. I'm not even being funny.